Welcome to your MFR evening wind down. In this routine, you need a rolled up blanket, a brick and 2 MFR balls, or lacrosse balls or tennis balls. Okay, so in this routine, we're going to hit 2 spots. We're going to hit the psoas, so this muscle here, that is one of the hip flexors, can get really tight from sitting all day or just from stress and anxiety, so it's a lovely one to open up in the evening. We're going to take the balls, I'm going to show you where you're going. So we're going to look for, there's your pointy hip bone either side there. We're going to go just inside the pointy hip bone. When you lie down, you might need to adjust, just make sure the skin isn't being tugged across the bone there. We're going to lie down on our tummies. And then our second spot is going to be the front of the legs there, going into the quads, okay? So what we're trying to do here, our restorative pose is going to be, we're going to lie with the crease of our hips on the blanket there. So we're going to try and open up the front of the body here so that we can gently come into a little hip opener without too much being dumped into the lower back. So have your blanket ready to go there. So we'll go into the psoas first, okay? So best way to get into it really is just to come down on the ground, have the balls ready to go there, and then just shimmy them underneath. There's my pointy hip bone, I'm just going inside it. Okay, so pop the 2 balls in. Now you can adjust the intensity of this a lot. One great thing to do is if it's too intense for you, you pop like just a rag or a towel on top of the balls there, just to dull it down a little bit. Or you can bring the arms forward or back. So the more further back you come into it, you're lightening the load on the balls there. The further down you come, a little bit more weight is going to be on the balls. So when you're here, you just need to breathe into it. As you inhale, press your belly down into the balls there, and then exhale to release it. So let's do 3 of those breaths. Inhaling, press the belly into the balls and exhaling to release, and one more. Inhaling, press into the balls and release. Lots of different things that you can do here. You can bring the feet up or up towards the ceiling there, and then just windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. So you're like kind of kneading on either side, going from left to right there, like thinking of like kneading dough. Okay, so you're kneading into the muscles and the fascia there. Another thing you can do is to kick one leg up. So maybe let's do that. Kick one leg up, doesn't matter which side. That will pour a little bit more weight into the side that's not kicked up. And then let's go into the other side. Now with all these, it's really to give you some techniques. You can come along and do it with me, or you can kind of get the techniques and take a much longer practice yourself. But this will still make you feel lovely. Just this little 5-minute little wind down at the end of your day. Okay, so that's the front of the hips done there. Now actually you're going to stay down, and then we're going to go into the front of the thighs there, and just 1 ball under each thigh. You can take 3 different spots along here, or you can just go right into the center of the belly there. And again, if it's too intense, which it can be quite intense for a lot of people, you can pad it by putting a blanket on top of the balls there. Or you can do 1 leg at a time and use the 2 balls on the 1 leg. 2 balls will distribute the pressure a little bit and make it a bit more, a little less intense, okay? So what we can do when we're here, we press and we breathe and just try and release the muscle. If there's any element of beyond mild discomfort, you need to dull it down by either putting the blankets on it or underneath it, so just some way to pad. And then let's just go into a few different things we can do. We can just again do the windscreen wiping of the legs from side to side, or just lifting and lowering the legs. And if that's going well for you, you can lift the knees up, okay, and then lower them down, and lifting up and lowering them down. So that would be shearing, because we're ever so slightly contracting and releasing the muscle there. Okay, now we're ready to come into our restorative part of our practice. So for this one, you're going to pop the rolled up blanket underneath your hips there, or it's underneath the crease of your hips really. So we want to make sure that it's not in your lower back, it's not really on your pelvis, it's right directly underneath the crease. If you can see it there, there's the crease of my hip, and I have the blanket underneath it. And then you're just going to slide the legs out until you're in a little mini arc over the blanket there. Make sure when you arrive here that you pull your pelvis a little bit back towards the ground here, that it's not being pulled forward and bringing you into a really deep back bend. So you might need to shimmy your pelvis back a little bit to make sure that you're not kind of dumping into the lower back there. And this is where I will leave you. So actually, note there, we did not need our brick. So it's just 2 balls and a rolled up blanket there. And pause here and enjoy this lovely little hip opener.